Hi there, I'm Dr. AJ Kumar, PhD. So today, what are we doing? So I guess we're working on yaws. I want to get my get on orangepill.healthcare, get that website back up, and yaws looks like just a normal HTTP server. So for now, I'm going to get it running locally, get my normal website running locally, and then we'll figure out how to do it on my. I might not do the video on getting it running on my server, but I don't know. But what I noticed, so the way last video installed yaws and got pixels on the screen. So here is the yaws documentation, and here's localhost 8000, and I'm going to try to zoom in. And to run it, you installed it in a local directory /bin/yaws-i to run it. And then so if we cd.bin.yaws and we go to cd var www yaws. Okay. So I think, man, if we go to like build, config, and run, configuration.yaws. Okay. I don't know. Pop open a drink and let's get coding. That was something I learned from Scott Adams. You're supposed to have a like a routine, so maybe that's something I could do. I always have like something to drink while I'm coding. I'm trying to stop drinking alcohol, so this is mineral water. It's carbonated water. Because the problem with alcohol is it doesn't like localize. You feel worse the next day. Like even if you're really young, you will feel worse the next day, and it's causes you to eat more, gain weight, and it's not I'm not like anti-alcohol. It's just it's not for me. Yeah, I like it, but anyway, so want to get my normal website running. So if we go back, we read. Let's look at the documentation here. Let's look at simple. Okay. Hello. Okay. Okay. Something simple. These look reasonable. Okay, I want to get, so if we go to CD src, sorry, I will zoom up the font so you can see. Forgot about that. Now, there's a trade-off. I was saying about alcohol. Anyway, so when I said let's get coding, it reminded me of Let's Get Cracking. I watch the Sudoku channel all the time because it's I don't know. I can't do Sudoku. I'm not smart enough, but I like math, and I like seeing somebody work through a difficult logical problem and solve it logically. There's two guys on there. One of them's it's interesting. One of them is like always goes like really slowly and methodically and like always explains everything he does, and the other one just blazes through the puzzles, and it's one of them I can't remember. One of them's what's his name, Simon. One of them is like the slow methodical guy. There's a trade-off with him. You're like always screaming at him like, hey, now I should mention I can't solve any puzzles at all. I can't play chess. I'm not that type of thing. I'm not good at. Why am I talking? We should go here anyway. So the way that this works, So this is a. Let me just show you. Tree. Oh boy. That's a very large tree. Let me make this full screen, and let's just read the make file. Okay, so by default it rebuilds and rewatches. So rebuild HS rebuilds the Haskell code. Stack is like it's kind of like the Haskell version of ZX. It sort of solves a different set of problems. Haskell has this. If you've ever programmed in Haskell, well, if you've programmed in Haskell, you know what stack is. But Haskell for a long time had this just awful package manager called Cabal. So stack is like npm or pip or something like that, or gem. It's kind of like that. That's what stack is. Haskell for a very long time had one called Cabal, and it was the worst package manager in the history of mankind. Cabal was built by Satan himself just to make the smartest people in the world as miserable as possible. So anyway, so the way this works is there's a fight. So let's look at well, the stack.yml has a bunch of so you know how in Erlang when you start a project you read the application file. In Haskell, whenever you're looking into a new project or one of your old projects, you look at the Cabal file. So where is the Cabal? It would be like site.cabal. Where is it? Oh, Cabal. Okay. Here we go. So main is main.hs. Why is there a lower main.hs in it? Let me, first of all, let me get tmux open. Let me get rm main.hs. That's useless. Okay, capital main.hs. So, oh, you know what I wanted to do? This is like this playlist. I feel like I wanted to change my color scheme, and the reason is because this muted one. What I've heard when I've done like taught people how to code over video calls, having this color scheme with the muted colors is good if I'm like working on my own. But I think if you're reading where there's video compression, then a color scheme that has a lot more contrast is better. So let's try Xcode Dark. Is that better? Yeah, I don't like that as much. Let's try Monokai. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just remember I spend so much time on stupid things like color schemes. That's why I never get anything done. And my vision has improved for quite a bit recently. I think it's because I'm not drinking as much, and so so I don't need to worry as much about stupid things like color schemes. But my vision used to be pretty bad. I don't think it's actually, anyway. Oh, this wombat one's pretty good. Okay. Let's try the wombat one. And let's just quickly go through them. Sunburn. Wombat 256 GRF. And then I gotta go down here and adjust this. Let's try that. God damn it. Ugh. Did I? There. I mean, that works. Oh shit, I forgot to take some Mucinex. Anyway. So this is a library called Hackil, and what it does is, so I have my pages. I don't give a shit. What is the option for I don't give a shit? Let's do open read only. Okay. So this is my home page, and the way this works is I give it a template. It's a static site generator is basically what it is. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, okay? Here, I don't give a shit. Okay, and I want to add like a blog at some point. I think I will probably just use a standard blogging engine. I'm not sure. I really don't want to put PHP up on my website or on my server because I don't like PHP. So an Erlang-based blogging engine, that could be an interesting project. But after I get my static site up, this is so flexible. What I can do probably is so I have this other project which is in a Control Q C. There we go. Which is running on Telnet. This is the only thing running on my server. So the reason my website is down is for a while I was using GitLab's ripoff of GitHub Pages, which I think is just GitLab Pages. Excuse me while I go get a Mucinex. Anyway, so the reason, and then so I wanted to put up WFC. So to get that, it's a special port, and you type in W is the 23rd letter of the alphabet, F is the 6th letter, C is the 3rd letter. You hit enter, and here you have basically a really bad Lisp server. And by bad, I mean 0 is a value, but space 0 is an error. So I gotta fix the parser. There's a ton of bugs in it. So for instance, so you can type in, yeah, that's not good. But one like genuine bug that isn't just the parser is stupid. One genuine bug is that if the variables in that language are represented as Erlang atoms, and the problem with that is there's no way to delete an atom from the Erlang runtime. So once you use an atom, it's there forever until the runtime crashes. And so I got to rework the internals of WFC so that I don't have to have my users putting arbitrary atoms into the runtime. Because that's the way it works right now, and that's not good. Anyway, so here is the template. The body goes there. So this is basically a Haskell program that uses this Haskell library. And so let me run rebuild HS. Let's try that. Okay. Okay. And then stack exec dash dash site dash dash help. Let's try that. And so the way any Haskell program works is it just executes this main function, Haskell dude. Man, I don't know how you explain this to somebody who you can't explain Haskell. I'm sorry. Haskell's like one of those things. It's like you just got to do it, and then it makes sense. But if you don't know Haskell, it's hopeless. So build, check, clean, deploy, rebuild. Okay, and so rebuild. So if I just run make, it'll do rebuild the Haskell script. So if I've made any changes to the Haskell script, it'll redo that. And watch failed because it opens on port 8000, which is already taken. Rebuild stack exec. That's what I want. Okay. And then what it does is it puts it in this under site directory, which is here, and it converts everything. It converts all that markdown to HTML. So I don't have to write things in HTML. I can write them in Markdown, and then like all the styling and whatnot. So anyway, my point is, all we have to do, I think, is just copy this under site directory into let me get rid of this and go over here. And I can't remember what is the configuration file. I think it'd be etc cd yaws. Let's try that. Let's try yaws.conf. Globals. Okay. Let's look in the documentation. Let's try reading the manual for yaws. Let's try that, and the manual for the config file. Okay. Go away. Yaws. Let's make this full screen. Yet another way. Okay, yaws is a fast, lightweight web server. Can run as a daemon or as an interactive mode where it is possible to generate interactive, winteractive, daemon, heart restart. Okay. Node bug. Oh, no debug. Conf file. PA. Okay. Trace. Name. Erlang. Okay. Oh, that's not much of a manual. Okay. Logdir, eben, okay. This is fine. Just kind of scanning. Am I recording with the right microphone? Let's check. Looks like it. Yaws convert host several web servers on the same IP addresses as well as several web... Okay. Server, okay. Port, okay. Listen. I don't know anything about networking, so that all looks like gibberish to me. I don't care about that for... I'm sure I will care about that later, but... Auth, okay, I don't care. Okay. Server name. Okay. Just looking. There we go. Logdir is var log yaws server port listen docker. Okay. Yeah, these examples are pretty okay. Okay. Let's just okay, let's try I wonder, one feature of Erlang is that you can do hot code loading. I wonder with yaws if there's a way to like reload the configuration file. But if there isn't, what we'll do, okay. Okay. Yaws, var, yaws. cp-rv w slash WOH, let's just call it that. Okay. What else? Let's just try copy. Let me make it bigger, sorry. And let's make it 8080. I don't know what doc root means. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this down here. I don't care about any of this. Var yaws wh. Let's try this. Is there like a way to reload the configuration file? I don't think it matters. Let's just try it again. Let's read. Okay, let's try. Hey, it works. All right, that was my goal in this video. Okay, and let's just, oh, I don't think I put the Q, I don't think I've done that website. Let's see, is there, okay, Bootstrap works. I think the manifesto, yeah, okay. This needs to be edited. This is a really good idea that Craig and I do not have time to do. Okay, but, great. http:/wall 800. I think that needs to be done again. Okay, anyway, localhost 8080. Okay, and then if we go to localhost 8000, okay, and then, okay, I think what I'm going to do is this way of dealing with yaws is really stupid. This thing where it, I mean, I kind of understand it. Wow, but that's, it kind of, I don't want to say it's stupid, I mean, it works, but, I understand why Craig wrote ZX now. Or at least I'm beginning to see how stupid things are without ZX. It's not just, it's not really stupid, it's just, it's a lot more involved. It assumes that sort of, that you have, that, I don't know. It's hard to get to do, like, anyway. Alright, maybe, okay, yeah, it has my revelations here, my videos, I need to, okay, cool, let me look in yaws and see, because there's a way, look at yaws application. Yaps. Okay. Okay. This is, I'm now thinking that this is probably not what I want. I mean, this is good enough for some stuff, but it imposes so many, I mean, I kind of have to write everything against yaws. Well, maybe not, but let's look at embedding yaws. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. In order to run yaws inside another application. Embedded true, okay. 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 If you're not familiar, okay, this is like very esoteric Erlang, and I'm just look at the stuff for. Okay. Because I think what I'd rather do. Okay, so I think this is good for this video, and then next video I'm gonna work more on it, but what I think I will do is get a. Oh, that could be a thing I could do for Craig, is write a basic yaws, like I think one of the templates for the ZX tool should be a yaws application, because that's a thing that people might want to do. And then also maybe I'll figure out how to do this with Cowboy, because this actually doesn't look too bad. I'd have to read this more carefully, but this looks completely doable. Yeah, it's a prop list. All right. Yeah, okay. And then there's another Moki Web, which I can't. I want to look at that again. Zotonic. What is Zotonic? This sounds like some corporate bullshit. Docker, wonderful. Oh boy. C++, okay. I mean, this looks like a real thing, but okay. All right. Doesn't look like what I want though. What about web machine? This sounds like when Craig starts lecturing me about how ZX works, and he has just so much jargon. You know, a realm, it has a packet. I don't even remember what the jargon is, but he has so much jargon that's specific to his application. He just assumes that I know what all of his jargon means, and I'm like 2 sentences in, I have no idea. Craig is great. You can, if you're reading Stack Overflow, and if you read a Stack Overflow question about Erlang, like you Google a question about Erlang and it'll be Stack Overflow, and if you can start reading the top answer, and within about, if you've spent enough time interacting with Craig, about 2 sentences in, you can tell whether or not it's one of his answers, because he gives like these essay long answers that with just incredible amounts of detail. He's great. Anyway, so bindings. File upload. We did embedding yaws. I think that'll be the next video. But this worked. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Next video, I guess I will maybe figure out how to embed it, or just deploy this on my on my server. We'll have to see. All right. Thank you.